Welcome back to the State Farm Analyst Desk ahead of Fly versus 100 Thieves. We are going to talk about first place team 100 Thieves in a moment, but first, all eyes were on FlyQuest 2.0 after their stellar 3-0 weekend. Now in week 7, I think it is time for us to get a temperature check on this renewed roster.
I'm all aboard the hype train personally.
Yes, sir.
I love supporting NA talent, rookies, players. They make me happy. Not only that, sometimes they fall behind in games and teams give them win, like in this situation. However, they still take a lot of fights, and I like that they do that because they have to, right?
Yeah, I think they're good fights too with reasons. Like there, it was like Huni used his ultimate for mid lane. He couldn't get over there fast. Like if you're gonna go, you're down a lot of gold, like may as well go now. And then they execute and could actually win that game. That said, I am such a fan of FlyQuest 2.0, but they still have their weaknesses. I think everyone's like, FlyQuest to Worlds. Well, realistically, their laners do struggle sometimes. You saw that in the most recent loss to EG. These are the kinds of things that they need to shore up a little bit more because their team play is one of the best in the league. It's just the individual mistakes that sometimes they're heading into these areas of the game already down gold. The
fact of the matter is, it's really a race between FlyQuest and Golden Guardians in the eyes of a lot of people. So if you're thinking about those two different teams, who are you vying for that playoff position?
Can we get them both up somehow?
Yeah, can the Immortals tank it after that?
No offense to Immortals. You know, they're all fun to watch. Just some teams are more fun. I believe we saw a tier list of most fun teams to play yesterday. And the Immortals at number 9th. You know, FlyQuest and Golden Guardians are super high up there for me now.
Yeah, Licorice and a Blaze Olive popping off. The FlyQuest 2.0 looks great. I hope, no matter what, whichever one does qualify, assuming it's only one of them, I think we're in for a treat as fans.
And for FlyQuest, we came into this week knowing just how hard their strength of schedule is. They're about to face off against 100 Thieves, even though there's a lot of questions around them, right? When Jensen was on the desk, he didn't really know how to picture this team. So I'm curious on your opinion. If we take a look at the 3 different games where they had a loss and kind of the drafts that they brought out, they were a little funkier than some of the other winning compositions. Do you equate it to the drafts, or is there something else going on?
Well, I wouldn't say a team's infallible, right? I wouldn't necessarily blame Jared drafts either. I think his Yasuo could use some work. I don't know how often he plays it, but that game still isn't his fault despite that, because it's a very hard setup for Yasuo, that game. If you don't have a good Gnar ult or Diana ult to follow up on, you don't really have a good ultimate. So like, yes, his Yasuo's kind of whatever, but not his fault they lost. And I would just say they just played poorly in these games, honestly. I wouldn't blame the draft for the losses.
Yeah, I would go like a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Even their win yesterday over TL, when they last picked the Ornn, you see both teams' entire team comps, they take Ornn last, despite having 4 early game skirmish-oriented champions. And then their top side was just getting crushed by TL. And, you know, there's a Rift Herald fight, things broke out, 100 Thieves played it well from there, but it does feel like this team is starting to lose a little bit of steam, and especially with, you know, EG rallying super hard, TSM staying near the top. Like, I want to see, you know, you can do a little less experimenting and just like solidify yourself as the #1 team in the league with only, you know, 2.5 weeks left.
That is an interesting point because it's been brought up by other players that maybe 100 Thieves is stagnating, or maybe other teams are also picking up the pace.
Right. I think it's that situation where when you're at the team at the top, it's hard to stay at the top, right? Because you're not being challenged in games. If you're just destroying everyone, you're not really learning much. I've experienced that before where like you need to get better as a team by losing at times. So them taking these losses are good. It's better to lose now rather than in playoffs or anything like that. So they're probably taking lessons from these losses, be like, hey, this is what we messed up on here. We can apply this here. Because when you win, you're not gonna be like, hey guys, we messed up that game. We didn't win hard enough. You know, we should have won harder. Like, yeah, you can be like that, but most people won't be. So it's good that they're taking losses now.
And I feel like every single one of their games about that draft point, you can identify one thing that was tweaked, whether it's the Mundo or the Cog Lulu, which is more defensive than we usually see FBI, or the Yasuo. There's always something that they're tweaking a little bit. So I'm not that concerned for 100 Thieves, though I do want the win to restore some confidence.
Yeah, even when Huhi was on the desk, he was talking about scrims going a certain way. It leads into a certain type of game. So you imagine that things will pick up at different points in time. Coming off a victory recently as well. Now, before we go ahead and hand it over to the casters, though, a reminder to all the intrepid cosplayers out there that the State Farm Cosplay Contest is alive and well. But stay on your toes or heels or boots or hoofs, still combo platform contraptions, I don't know, because submissions are due August 6th. You've got a few more weeks to put together your best fit. The finalists will have an opportunity to fly out to Newark to strut yo stuff live. But it is time for FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves. So let's toss it over to Pastry Time and Kobe for the cast.
Thank you very much, Latargus. Boy, oh boy, has it been a weekend so far, Kobe. And these last 2 games should certainly be delivering on the action front. I don't think we can expect something quite to the level of EG's domination of Dig in the last game, but we've got some strong teams and some fun teams.
Be
playing for the
learning to
last two.
expect the unexpected.
That's
now
also
with
true.
the LCS. This is the new era of LCS, and we've got one of the teams that was the suspect for a lot of these upsets right on stage behind you, Pastry Time. So might pick up where they left off. Yes, the undefeated streak has been broken for the FlyQuest Academy roster, but they still are playing so aggressively. They are still looking for so many of these proactive plays, even when hit with some early deficits. So expect this one to be more of the same. Ziggs banned out early here by 100 Thieves, actually by the team that first utilized it in the bottom lane there with Huhi. Don't want to give it back over to the other side here with FlyQuest though. Expect things like the Kalista to come through for bans. As well as, Viego there lines up already. Trying to take down, some of the most powerful overall picks and some of these flex picks. Aurelia has emerged after the mini rework and being more tanky as being a very, very high priority for flex pick 2.
Yeah, it's a ton of respect for Viego though. NXI obviously plays that pretty well also, but respect inclusion on the pick, and of course the solo laners can take that one as well. Clock running down though, last ban is Lucian, interestingly here, which Triple has played, but it's not been his most played. So far, that's LeBlanc in the LCS at least. But definitely, again, respecting the power of kind of some of the laners here over on FlyQuest.
So we're leaving up a lot of high priorities here. As far as jungle goes, you have Diana and Lee Sin, probably the two that are most highly prized between the jungle. Plus, then you have the flex picks of the Gwen and Kalista still not banned out from bottom side. I would say Kalista for the 100 Thieves side is really important because their bottom side focus gets them so many wins. FBI and Huhi just dominating the league for so long now and so consistent. But they go with that flex pick we mentioned. The Gwen still available, does provide the AP threat. A lot of options they can go with now.
I'm curious to see what direction Fly wants to go in. I feel like in a lot of drafts, Tomo and Diamond kind of just end up with the best of whatever's left. Tomo definitely has been more of an enabler and utility player for his team, but not that he can't play harder carries as well. So might just take like Thresh and Kalista here and deny that pick away from FBI, or perhaps there's something else on the menu for FlyQuest.
We could have a resurgence of some solo lane enchanters. Don't count it too quickly here though, because I do like that idea. As we go into the forest here, we're going underground, behind the scenes. Reaper bouncing to the tunes as well. There's our Lee Sin though, as far as the jungle triumvirate that we talked about. Diana was banned out last by FlyQuest, and so I really have loved, especially NXI on this specifically. He has so many games with Lee Sin racked up and has been a very big playmaker with it for this team. This is one of the things for FlyQuest. They're always looking to try and create that action, try and snowball some wins. So very versatile opening. They don't commit to the Kalista super early on, but having opening with the Thresh gives you all those options. So you can pair it easily with the aggressive lane, or you could go with the Aphelios for scaling later, or the Poke Varus.
Yeah, even something like Jhin, which Tomo has played right, you could have that as well. I do like taking Lee here. I think Lee's just so easy for 100 Thieves to just take and put anywhere pretty much. And even FBI actually has played that champion, so...
No more of that, please.
Taking that one away. Hey, they won that game. The game was great. All left there, though, for 100 Thieves. And looks like Varus over Kalista here for 100 Thieves.
It is interesting when you get slammed down with an Olaf in front of your face, though, for Lee Sin. And especially Closer is the type of jungler that likes to play off the very aggressive pushing lanes early on. I expect, level 1s to be very important in these openings too, because Olaf is so well situated to try and split the map. The level 1 prowess of undertow spams chasing you down gives you a lot of priority. And so then you can set up with that in mind some of your lane matchups, especially the solo lanes, to really get it the maximum out of the jungle attention there. And especially since they did get the first lock-in of the Gwen, it makes it kind of difficult here for FlyQuest, for Kumo, on thinking through the possible matchups that we would want to take, especially facing an Olaf and a possible early invade level 1. They do go with that Aphelios, though, as far as rounding out a large amount of damage here for the 5-on-5 for the team fights. Definitely going to be the case for Tomo and Diamond.
All right, well, Nautilus banned away from Huhi. Triple is going to predictably lose LeBlanc here in phase number 2. And Tom Kench going to get banned away. So, again, continuing to respect the power. Was a champion before that was very good with Varus. And even though Devour has been moved to the ultimate, obviously quite a different champion now. I do personally love the rework. still can do the same kind of job and is also a flex pick potentially. So I like this takeaway from FlyQuest, just keeping it very simple.
It's interesting, yeah, because they also have Braum options if they want to go with the defensive support on the side of 100 Thieves still. But Huhi so often is paramount in 100 Thieves engage. And so if you stick Huhi on Braum, it feels a little weird for the team just as far as the players and their tendencies. And definitely prefer to see him on something more aggressive, especially because they're facing the Aphelios Thresh in lane, and you want that very aggressive matchup with the Varus to get the most out of your poke early on and try and get that push forward so your Olaf does have the authority to fight these Scuttle Crab fights, go for those deeper invades. And as we were talking about, possible split map and facing a Gwen, Kumo's like, okay, I got to play, the most flexible of top lane matchups possibly here, which is the Gnar. You can just spam Boomerang if you need to play defensively, if you do end up with that deficit in jungle pressure, and try and rely on it that way. Gnar early, though, especially, does not have a lot of priority over that, and I want to see how aggressively Someday can actually push this one. With double AP solo laners locked in, double melee ones, this is going to be turbocharged forward 400 Thieves. They are definitely setting up a very good spread of damage types as well. So with that Gnar lock-in, it doesn't make it very easy for Kumo to itemize. He's got AP threats in lane, but very strong, lethality poke later for Varus, which comes online super early, and Olaf. So the tank value is going to be hard to maximize.
Yeah, definitely leaning a bit more to more 5v5 style team fighting, especially with that kind of pick. Victor going to be the lock-in for triple. He is like many, mid laners, a long-time control mage player.
He is, and I'm glad to see it, actually. I know most people groan when they see stuff like this, but Victor is pretty good into, completely charge forward grouping comps. If you have good positioning and spread here with your Aphelios and Thresh, you really need to separate those carries, though, and have the Thresh in the position to get the Lantern out, because there's going to be such a hard dive forward. And if you're able to dodge out on that Leona ultimate, the initial engage, then the gravity field actually does so much work for you with multiple champions charging forward, and you get a lot of value out of these AoE from the laser, from the ultimates, but it's tough getting there sometimes, and FlyQuest are going to have to deal with the forward-facing comp here from 100 Thieves. Closer will be leading that charge early on. We also expect Huhi to link up with him, and when you've got CC paired with that Olaf, that's when you've got to be really frightened.
Yeah, enemy Olaf pretty scary in the spot, even scarier when the enemy Olaf is named Closer. But FlyQuest, I think, no, right? 100 Thieves are the favorite team here, even though they have been looking very good against a variety of teams as far as strength goes. I do like that they're sticking to their guns, right? I think FlyQuest do play objectives well. They are proactive. NXI looks for ganks pretty often. They can win their lanes. I've seen a couple solo kills out of triple, but the number one thing that everyone has said about this FlyQuest when watching them is their team fighting is amazing. So in this kind of game, they're just going to triple down on that.
Definitely like to see it here from the new squad on the Rift. It feels like basically we got a late season addition to the league.
Yeah,
we actually just got a new team. This is the new version of FlyQuest, and they've been popping off. Diamond with the early dabs here. We'll see if they can actually make it work versus the top team in the LCS. The reigning 100 Thieves,
right,
going for that level
someone
one we
in
expected.
trouble.
Pastry time.
Uh-oh.
This is what we called out from Fam Select.
We don't know. We can't see them, but we know what they are thanks to the observing, as they are going to be wrapping around poor Tomo, who is potentially going to walk straight into danger.
How do you leave that gap? That is the most common fan spread.
Oh no! All right. Slow, Tomo just going to flash and going to get stunned instantly. First blood goes to... Huhi? Ooh, that's a good one.
How
FBI.
do you leave that
know.
spot open? Let me just circle, make sure everybody knows here, because this push is the most common to leave somebody in for vision in the fan out spread for default vision. You hit all of the entrances here and have everybody ready to back off for the invade. If we are calling it Pastry, if I'm calling it literally 3 picks in the level 1 invade, you have to set up that defense. What? 100 Thieves, though, they run straight in through the front door. They go for that level 1, and they get paid.
To me, that is very good homework, so certainly some success there. But we do, of course, have a free featured Pro V matchup here as well. We have one of the best ADCs from the notorious OCE FBI facing off against Tomo, our newbie whose team is on a tear. Can't wait to watch these two play some video games here today. It will be a more one-sided 2v2 now after that level 1, but you can watch that in Pro V for free, of course, if you want to check out how things develop. Actually, you know what? You can even watch how Tomo got himself killed, because you'll see the gap on his screen in vision.
Okay, well, anyways, that's definitely a team issue there. I will want to look at the replay because we were going over the matchups as they're fanning out and spreading. There was a recall, and Diamond went back. He does have the sweeper now in inventory. Right back to usual business, though. You know, they're pushing out the extra longsword in the inventory there for FBI is going to be huge, but even bigger is the possibility of trying to pressure bottom lane in the Aphelios because he burned Flash as well on top of that. And you've got Closer clearing from top side down. You see it's just easy Olaf, full clear all the way down. Learn that one from Blabber, and then go straight towards bottom lane where there is a flashless Aphelios.
Yeah, even though there is a thresh there, seems like a pretty easy pick-off there. So Tomo are going to have to be extra careful, even though they are currently pushing. Closer is in the area. I'll definitely see how the rest of the lanes develop, though. Top side someday feeling good right now, early up against the Gnar. This isn't super surprising. Gwen is very good, especially in the early levels with that E. And Kumo's job is definitely more to hold on to the 1v1 and not get killed, which may be tricky as well. Watch this one again. And Tomo just completely blindsided here.
Okay, yeah. So it's because they had committed to the lane war down on the bottom side, so they're missing one of the fans, and they've just got Victor here sitting in mid. So wide open area, no ward, no nothing.
Hey, it's the same place.
It's actually so easy to map these out, though, because of the top start that you know for the Olaf. There's no flash on bottom side. They have to attack this area. NXI tries to cover, but it's weak side of the map for them. They cannot fight out of this river. Closer is able to power through. Olaf quicker clear, finishes first, gets to the Scuttle Crab, should be double Scuttle because the Gwen's pushing on top side. And guess what? You just help out Abadaga get his reset since he's been harassed fairly heavily here, pushing out the wave. Couple of Olaf axes will do the job, and that just ensures that you have jungle superiority in the early stages. And this is why we caution against, once you see Olaf locked in versus that Lee Sin, the brute force power is uncontested there for the early game, especially with the winning lanes. And it just makes you do what I like to call the around the world pastry time. You full clear from blue side all the way bottom, double Scuttle Crabs back to the beginning.
Hey, and then he takes out the Grump, and
it is the most simplistic but also efficient way to jungle. You don't waste any time, extraneous circumstances, chasing people under towers, going for those ganks. Just efficiently clear out the rest of the camps. Double Scuttle acquired, and Olaf is on prime position. He's even out-leveled his top laner here, level 5 are the Olaf, soaking mid waves, getting juiced.
That's what I was going to say. I love the little push there from Olaf for mid to help out Alvadoga, because it comes with the secret benefit of vamping a little bit of your mid laner's XP.
Yeah, real secret. No, don't look at me
help when
here.
you push the wave, man.
Honestly, though, if there was one champion in League of Legends that's going to, take steroids early on, it's Olaf. Inject that Olaf with as much experience as you want. Get him to level 6, and you've even got the support waiting for him. Who he's here waiting. Closer, please come after your Raptors. Let's make the play, baby.
They're both here as well. Diamond actually with a really good roam. Oh, I think they've spotted him, though. Maybe just barely found in that bit of vision. And Huhi is very patient here.
Everybody knows it, though. Support timers are matched up, pastry time, so both of them know, and the advantage goes to who gets there first. Guess what? It's 100 Thieves.
Oh, it's the same brush. Diamond, though, is going to see it, but the axe is down. Diamond going to be ignited and should be killed. NXI, they're going in to try and save the day, as Triple's down with a very nice gravity kill. NXI is going to grab one. There's going to be the second. Abadaga does take out one on the backside as NXI will fall. And Abadaga looking for the 1v2. Triple with a nice flash. Diamond with the flay. There's the play, but Abadaga, that Kingslayer is just so good. Conqueror procking Triple cannot chase. Gravity fields for the slow, but it's not enough. Abadaga finds it.
Here cometh the king. You better not miss, pastry time.
And again, Triple! Oh, a very rarely seen double KO as they both mid lane is exposed. explode each other.
Oh, I'm getting bumped here. Inject me with the same thing. 100 Thieves are taking pastry time. Abadaga sees it. His Kingslayer comes back up and he goes right at triple. Now, as much as we needed to slow this down and calm down and look at the after effects, hype opening here, 100 Thieves with a slight gold lead after everything is said and done, plus the early reset for Closer, who can get back into the river. I will say that Victor doesn't provide so much early power for the earlier skirmishes, but when you get takedowns like this early, it feels quite good. And since they at least did get the 3 kills for FlyQuest, 3 extra takedowns, you get a pretty early evolution boost there for Victor, because no longer is it, oh, you have to go back and spend your gold for it. You just get it kind of artificially accelerated there by that action. And, you know, Triple's already telling everybody, oh, don't worry, I'm scaling. Now I'm scaling really hard. And he invests super early in Grievous Wounds, too, since he's facing, basically, for his lane, double healers in the Sylas and the Olaf will find early effectiveness. Just going to delay the Mythic decent amount.
NX getting close to 6 here, but Triple looking good as well. Watch this one again from, ooh, it's Abadaga's preview.
All right, so they've got the early engage on this side. Good Aftershock, and then the Flay too, but this gravity field does so much. The AoE we talked about for Victor and Champ Select paying off. It's just that Sylas with fully stacked Conqueror heals a lot. And so even though he goes for the flash play and gets the flash out of Victor, he still has another target to leech off of here. Goes for the Thresh. Conqueror still doing the work there with his potion chugging, and the Kingslayer heals a decent amount, enough to get the confidence to go for another one. And once it's back up, they go for the double KO pastry time. Laser goes down just in time, and so they each get paid.
Love it there from Abadaga, really cool to see. I mean, that was blind. He had a very good idea where Triple was when he eat in, as Triple is under threat once again. No flash this time. And now Abadaga going to move in. Very nicely placed gravity field, but it's not placed nicely enough. The triple stun will not prevent Closer from Ragnarocking out and killing you.
Turns out Vikings do not subscribe to the laws of gravity, Pastry. So no matter how well you place that gravity field, Olaf's going to just call down the Ragnarok on you, and they finish it off. Action-packed as promised. They are delivering here. And it looks like it's going to continue with the root.
Oh, that was a very nice cleanse from FBI after the ulti, but Tomo's firing back. Ulti's FBI, who does flash out of the way. The Chakram's stacked up, though. Looking juicy as Kumo's going to be forced to flash from Closer.
All right. Bottom side will continue as we have a rotation down from Abadaga. That should put a stop to any sort of tower dive shenanigans here, but Tomo really wanted to use all those Chakrams that he stacked up. When you get that hit and you get all those Chakrams back, it was a very necessary flash from FBI, let's say, because if you're in range, you get chopped down. Reset here, teleport comes right back out for Abadaga as Closer did burn the top side flash and allows him to get priority pretty early on this Rift Herald, but it takes so long with the early Rift Herald since you have to rely on the multiple eye procs that there's almost time for FlyQuest to rotate over.
Yeah, Triple running a little low in health, but NXI's up here to 3v2 right now, but Someday is, of course, close. NXI wanted to get this crab, but now they're going to see Someday. Smite is good. NXI going to get out of there. W's away to Kumo. Good gravity field once again from Triple, and everyone's going to back away.
Thought they might actually go for that because double ult advantage on FlyQuest. When you have Lee Sin ult and Victor ultimate here with everybody from 100 Thieves having just fought and utilized theirs, it can actually mean you win that skirmish, but they're not willing to commit to it quite yet. They've been a little bit overrun by the pace of the game thus far. A lot of extra early gold and Dark Seal stacks going to Abadaga.
Oh, Diamond in there, but what an ulti out of Huhi. Such good counterplayers. Diamond getting a gold to the perfect time. FBI's burning down. And now Huhi, level 6, going to try and fight his way out of there, but Tomo, Conqueror is stacked up. Diamond looks for the hook and does not connect. But now Abadaga going to try and finish off what the 2v2 started.
Look at these dives, baby. You're right. Pastry time. They are looking for it, but too many casualties are sustained. And guess what? Leona can't push a wave. It's going to take way too long to finish up on that remnants of the first wave, plus get the next one under tower. And so Abadaga's time roaming down is futile. Has to call it off. Even though he's the richest person in the game and wants to use that power, well executed by Tomo and Diamond turning gold there with the stopwatch. That is a Rolex of very high value for the big play. And remember, that was the bottom lane that suffered a lot of disadvantage early on. First kill went over to Varus, flash blown by the Aphelios in the early invade as well. Abbedagge, again, he's just looking for it. He's so rich. He just, please, somebody fight me. Please check my bank account.
Kumo hops away. Now Abbedagge's moving in, gets an ulti for free, and Kumo is dead. Someday we'll collect it.
And Abbedagge goes to spread the wealth pastry time. He's going to go ahead and take it down.
2v2 mid. Oh, goodbye, triple. You talked about it already. Close the plus Hui means any 2v1 is very unfair.
Yeah, Olaf's favorite partner. Woo! Anybody who can land CC for me, you just throw an undertow, you throw a blue smite out there, allows Hui to make full use of the kit. Didn't even have to use the Leona ultimate because of the face check there. Even though Triple had his flash, knew he was dead. Nowhere he's going to be able to escape to, and it just continues. Now pushing back on bottom side in preparation for this Dragon pastry time. They don't want to use the extra CDs on this fight prior to Dragon. Every ultimate back and available here for FlyQuest. 100 Thieves are missing the Abbedagge ultimate though, so won't be able to steal that one away. And a good pull out here. Incredible leash from FlyQuest and NXI.
Gotta be a bit careful though, because Kumo does not have teleport. They will get the Dragon, but cannot turn for any sort of fight, because Someday, of course, would ruin the day. Great ulti, though, finds two from Hui. Flay is nice, though, as Abbedagge's over the top of the Everfrost. And now the fight will begin, but Tomo's going to be melted. Close already. Picks up both the bot laners. And Abbedagge is low from Triple's assault, but he will not fall.
Very, very close to being able to turn that around for FlyQuest if they had a little bit more precision on that turn. The 1v1 in top side, though.
Not going to be a 1v1 for that much longer. Actually, never mind. No one else coming. It's Someday very easily getting it done, but hops away. Someday is looking, but no flash this time. It is Ignite, of course, for Someday, so those 1v1s made it even easier for Gwen.
Yeah, Kumo's definitely looking for his way out. Jumps over the back. This is a Rift Herald on bottom side, though, so the ramifications of winning that fight are huge. Closer helps FBI finish this one off, open up the map, and what you want to do from here for 100 Thieves, since they have so much priority with winning multiple back-to-back fights, easy reset for the Varus. Someday simultaneously taking down top turret, getting it down to the last turret plate itself. You have so much freedom to instantly get this Varus with lethality in hand, transition over to the mid lane, and set up your dive on top side to finish the job.
Well, Someday's plate farming simulator has been interrupted by Kumo. But Someday is probably going to finish off this tower in short order, as Kumo is suspectedly surrounded, although he does have two teammates coming up, so he's going to be okay from the incoming dive. But looking rough here. Really nice start for 100 Thieves, up to 4,000 gold in the lead already.
And here you see what we're talking about. That Varus rotation instant from 100 Thieves. They waste no time with their macro. They send their teleport, super fed Abbedagge down to the bottom side, so they are just itching to make this big power play, finish off that top turret. Only a few more hits left on it. Varus can easily wave clear towards mid. They can just teleport in the Sylas and have a huge numbers advantage, because Victor is both unsafe in the side lane, so has to cede priority and push in the lane to Abbedagge, but also is at a teleport disadvantage. This is a scenario where 100 Thieves are holding all the cards, and they're just waiting to play them.
All right, well, 100 Thieves, definitely a team that plays proactively, but definitely don't rush into things, right? No needless diving of things.
Well, it's the setup here, and it's very perfect so far. You have, just as you say, push the extra wave in. Now Triple is forced to wait down here, so no extra risk is actually involved at all. If you do your setup correctly, then you manufacture your own numbers advantage, and you make sure that you get to use all this gold.
Well, everyone but Hui is on top of everyone else on the enemy team. Hui's actually at the bottom, but he's fine. He's the support. It's going to be okay. More than happy to donate that extra gold over to Closer in particular, who is 1,600 gold clear of Tomo, who's the leader for Fly. Abbedagge in a 1v3, pops Triple's ulti, trying to zip one out of there, but a great play from Diamond should seal it, but he's fighting back. You got to be careful. NXI, though, will find the shutdown.
Oh, okay. Well, they still make that top lane play that we're talking about. The rest of 100 Thieves, they take out the turret, they push in, they chase down Kumo.
That was such a good CC chain. I think just barely missed one of the stun smoke treads. Pretty clutch there for Kumo, but he's going to be forced to flash away.
The one missing link pastry was Abadaga, getting so full of himself in the split push on bottom side, knowing that the rest of the team is making that top side play, that he gets a little bit too close to the brush, can't make his escape, and gives over his bounty. Those types of hubris plays are the only inherent risks that go along with that type of setup if you don't respect it. And a bounty is nothing to laugh at because you're the one holding the Dark Seal, so your stacks get taken down in addition to your gold being given over. And then we know how scrappy this FlyQuest team is. Can't be giving them looks to get back in.
All right, well, Tomo continuing to farm, does have the shield blow. Triple also did take a hit stop with the early Oblivion Orb, so it's going to be a little bit more delayed on the Mythic, but FPI's got 2 items now. We've already got the Mythics finished in the rest of the top side there for 100 Thieves. So feeling pretty good as Tomo does get the mid-wave pushed in, but FlyQuest can't afford to overextend. Instead, they'll have to wait 35 seconds till the next dragon is up. Teams have already split the first 2, so likely not going to be a fire sale on those either, as Diamond and NXI continuing to try and be proactive. Someday no flash, but it is Gwen. Pretty tricky champion to pin down.
Yeah, your options when the map is controlled by your opponents like this, with 100 Thieves having such a big early lead and taking down all of your outer defenses, are only to try and have multiple people go pick off these sides, off the split pushers, off the outnumbered people. And so that's what they continue to do. They continue to look for these picks. They did get rewarded for the one on bottom side on Abadaga. However, someday on top side, not so casual there in the checking of vision, backs right off, doesn't allow them the opportunity. And if you see it played correctly in this case, then there's the denial. Easy pickup of the objectives for 100 Thieves. Your Rift-Tailed mid transitions over into full blue quadrant seal. You see Closer finishing up. You check all of these boxes here. Wolves taken away, Gromp taken away, transition down to Dragon, and just continue to mine the map.
Yeah, Sunday continuing to play back because Kumo's getting the lane pushed in, but this will be Dragon number 2, the 3rd overall of this game over 200 Thieves, who are pretty much cruising right now, up about 5k, feeling pretty good. This is the kind of position they know how to execute from. But in FlyQuest defense, we have seen them pull off some pretty sweet-looking team fights in the mid-game, and this is the kind of comp that when the items get going, when they find the right engages, can certainly come back from deficits like this.
Yeah, their defense is right here for me.
Yep.
It's these 2 scalers, AoE for big team fight, huge damage pumpers. Problem is, with the early lead that 100 Thieves have, you can get your deep vision into the jungle here and continue to look for the very aggressive plays off Leona with the Gwen and the Olaf leading the charge here. There's so many opportunities to punish lazy rotations on the side of FlyQuest, and so FlyQuest have to make these very quick punches, looking for your pick, try and get some gold onto your carries, and then retreating, backing off, so you don't give up too much to 100 Thieves. Also, not trying to straight up contest them on the objectives right now. Need to scale a little bit more. Ludens Echo finally does come in for triple, so at least he's got access to the rank 2 Victor ultimate in addition to his mythic, which was further delayed, as we mentioned, by the early Grievous Wounds pickup for the orb after suffering the 3 kills to the Silas. Meanwhile, bottom side, though, Someday has found a target.
And this is just a 1v1. Remember, Gwen's so good in these kind of spots. Kumo maybe going to go Mega. It does dodge the last bit of the Gwen ulti there, so Kumo's going to be A-OK. Someday, pretty low commitment, though, just using the Ignite. In fact, fires off the last few needles. It didn't quite run out, but Kumo definitely dodges all of them.
Just trying to have some fun here, Pastry. Testing the
Nothing
side
else going
lane.
on.
We know where the rest of the team is, and he goes for that because they've got vision. And as we said, FlyQuest cannot make the rotation without 100 Thieves knowing about it because of these deep wards they're putting down. Closer goes, clears out another one here, continuing to starve FlyQuest out of resources. And this is the drawback of the teams trying to scale. It is harder for you to scale because you can't get your neutral objectives. Your camps are so hard to fight over. With the pincer here from 100 Thieves, they'll easily finish off secondary turret here, which is worth a significant amount of money again. Remember, being buffed up with the extra 250 gold. So that change just really allowed further snowballing, easier finishing up, of games like this when you do get a hold of the early lead and you have so many pick options at your fingertips.
Oh, the vision. I should say lack of vision.
FBI.
Really stings right now for FlyQuest. FBI was potentially a target. Kumo ready with the angle. He, though, the only one locked up, but he flashes out after Aftershock procs. And Excited maybe chasing in. That's a very nice gravity gun there. And is Huhi going to go golden? TP coming in. Huhi, though, should be killed. Triple will take him down, but is the re-engage there for 100 Thieves? Someday feeling like he can get in there. Cooldown's pretty low. Ulti out there as Abadaga's moving in with the Gwen ulti of his own. Someday already takes the one. The slow is massive. Almost saves one, but Diamond is going to leave us closer. Feeling unstoppable.
Rawr, 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 charge forward. It's the 4 melee comp. FBI actually was the furthest one forward to start this out in a comp where he's the only ranged champion. And we're like, wait a second. That Varus is frontlining with no defensive support base tree, and he's just relying on his footwork to dodge out. FlyQuest, that was their best opportunity. That is what it looks like. They're waiting for the missed position of the enemy AD carry right in front of them. So no, you can't really fault them too much for chasing that down, trying to force it. But FBI, he dodges out on the first skill shot, doesn't get hit by the slow, then saves his flash for the full commitment. Here he is. He's in the choke point, dodges the death sentence there from Diamond, and then as Nar's coming forward, he has to respect it, so he flashes back out. And even though Huhi does get forced to use his stopwatch, dies in the aftermath, they're able to still wait for Silas to get there. As soon as Abadaga makes this route you see on the top side past the red buff, and Someday comes straight up the middle, you just pop your Olaf ultimate, charge them down, hit them with the money bags, and 100 Thieves will be able to run them out of their own jungle.
Yeah, Kumo having to commit Nara ulti so early there really sucks for the back end of that fight, but very well recognized by 100 Thieves to counterpunch there and knowing that they could win, not just with their gold lead, but also in the situations they were in. As a result, they'll keep the gold lead pretty far forward in their favor, about 7,000 gold up now.
It's so hard, Pacey, in those moments because you've got the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder on the side of FlyQuest. One of them is saying, we gotta scale. Aphelios and Victor, we gotta scale. The other one's saying, this 80 carries in front of my face. Please punish him. And they actually fall to it. 2v1 on top side.
All right, Abadaga, can he wizard his way out of this one? Triple is getting blasted. But Someday's already killed Kumo on the other side of the map as 100 Thieves dive one. Abadage trying to get his way out of there, and Triple did not win that exchange. So Abadage won, and Kumo, unfortunately, another one. 3 now, as 100 Thieves are going to push down this bottom in-hit tower.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves, you can just give them like 6 extra points on top of that too, because they just break open the base just like that. Another attempt at picking off the side laner there for FlyQuest goes unrewarded. Abadaga fights his way out of this one and results in his team collecting the rest of the objectives for him.
All right, well, 100 Thieves gonna line up this dragon. Closer basically just falls back and takes it off the back of their bottom siege. There is Baron that they can consider. Again, like, every time we toggle the vision, I feel like FlyQuest are playing with no monitors. It's so dark out there on the Rift for them.
And this is credit to the macro that we've been tracking from 100 Thieves and how they've been pushing this ahead. The only little maneuver that they did drop was the one on side lane where they were a little bit, you know, let's just say cocky. They were overestimating, didn't respect the attempted pick there. Here's a look at the successful dive, though, on top of the mini Gnar. Bursting Kumo down, guess what? He's got no way out of it. Even with the Merc treads, CC lasts long enough with plenty of damage there, blowing up poor Kumo.
Yeah, Huhi's solo flare accuracy has been very high so far this game. Kind of tying all the pieces together here for 100 Thieves. As Abadaga is moonlighting as a jungler, briefly counter jungles away that Gromp. Busy reversing the long wave in topside as assist pings onto Baron. As that is likely to be the next area 100 Thieves want to play around. Again, they already have pretty much complete vision control, and Huhi now ensure they do have complete vision control. As that hook led just a little too far forward there. Leona was busy clearing the ward, did not want to walk forward, and FlyQuest once again will be shut out of all their vision around the Baron pit.
All right, FlyQuest now are approaching the moment of truth. Fighting off vision checkers.
Huhi pretty tanky, especially with the aftershock, so gonna live, did have flash as well.
50% of health on the frontliner there for the Leona. Not having a lot of ways to heal it back, though, is a substantial little chunk from the side of FlyQuest. And, you know, looking at those two carries, they've been looking to scale up in Aphelios and Victor. They are actually capable of trying to fight out one of these fights as long as they separate the two carries in their positioning, plus Diamond off on the side looking for the Lantern to help them dodge the Leona ultimate. It's really the dream for them, but you know, that's all they really have to go on, because 3 minutes left is going to give the last Cloud for the Cloud Soul. Olaf with Cloud Soul is one of the most frightening things in the game. Pastry sometimes, yeah, it's not so bad. It's Cloud Soul, right? Wrong. Because it gives Leona and all these melee champs authority to full dive.
Oh, again, just nails Diamond there with a solar flare. Closer dominating. Deletes poor Thresh off the Rift. And 100 Thieves going to fall back and try this Baron.
Yeah, you could try it. What chances do you give them on a Pastry? Because it's looking good.
99-1, thereabouts.
All right, FlyQuest, they're saying we like those chances. It's either this or the game is about to close. Maybe they make their 4v1 attempt. Honestly, you could just send NXI on a one-way trip, say, hey, good luck. If you steal it, you buy us time. If you don't, you know, good try.
All right, well, actually, 100 Thieves are going to get poked off enough that they will leave the Baron. Sunday's also busy working the bottom half of the map. Does have TP, of course, but level 16 Gwen, with 2.5-ish items already done, is pretty threatening, especially when the inhibitor on that side of the map is open. So 100 Thieves not going to be taking any unnecessary risks.
All right, looks like we're waiting on that 2-minute timer, Pastry. That Cloud Soul will do wonders. Gwen utilizes it super well. Olaf utilizes it super well. Silas, even, honestly, even the Varus, FBI's like,
the way he's playing.
I'm coming in too, let's go. You can use it to dodge even better. He's been quite good with his mechanics thus far and his positioning. So with a Cloud Soul, extra move speed, flash, and cleanse available, we can see the fancy footwork.
He would never do this, but I like the idea of him like firing it, the ulti behind himself as like a way to speed boost him forward into the fight. Obviously, you throw it forward, you still get the move speed. The range is so long, you'll probably hit someone.
But it looks cooler to have the trail going out behind you, the speed lines.
Exactly. Maybe we should get more movement speed.
I agree. There should be more bonuses in the game for throwing away your ultimate. Actually, I feel like that is cool interaction. You know, if you cast this and you hit nobody with it, if it's opposite direction of all enemy champions, then you get some extra use out of it.
Yeah, like Tristel, right? That one should bolt you forward.
Yeah, you find a little rock on the ground or something, you shoot into a wall, you can just use it as a self-propellant.
Little rocket jump action. I guess second rocket jump, just already has that ability. 100 Thieves are continuing to, again, find their way around these objectives. Once again, FlyQuest vision will be erased from this side of the map. And the question of, do you want to come face check the Baron, will be asked once again.
They're like, oh, they got a little bit of vision on the map. Quick, scrub that vision out. Immediate delete. That is not allowed. You're not allowed to see anything past your champions or minions.
Everyone's playing like Perma Nocturne ultied. Alrighty, FlyQuest doing what they can, but have to stick together here. Tomo clearing out the wave, will do that pretty efficiently. Has 3 items, so if they go on check long enough, in fact, Triple's even geared up with a death cap here. So FlyQuest predictably know that they have to take the next fight and win it.
This is what you're waiting for. If you've been typing all game, we're scaling, we're scaling, we're scaling, we're scaling, this is it. This is the big spike. You've got, as you're talking about, the Victor combination. Death cap is done. 3 items for Aphelios. We peaked here. They just got the Cloud Soul, but maybe we can win the team fight at Baron. You can run it back. We've actually had a lot of games this weekend, Pastry time, where teams even have gotten the Baron and then lost the team fight for the loss.
All right, well, 100 Thieves, we shall see. Someday, again, also continuing to apply pressure, actually takes a recall, picks up Cosmic Drive, and is now going to run back to the squad and go ahead and continue their pressure around the objective. 100 Thieves, aren't in a rush to take Baron. They're actually mostly hoping that FlyQuest come and fight them so that they can kill them and end the game, because Baron doesn't necessarily end the game. But if it's 30 minutes through the game and all your enemies are dead, you can probably push the Nexus from there.
I think what they're in a rush to do is to draw FlyQuest out. So I definitely agree with your point. You can immediately start Baron, but always look for the turn.
Good flash, but one that Tomo was probably going to miss is who he's going to go in, get stunned. Mid Zenith Blade, thanks to Gravity Field there, but Someday is just running down this Gnar. And Kumo, who just wants to contribute to some team fights, is going to be chased out.
I was like, does Someday use his ult and try and 2v1 these guys back here? Go for the true hero play, but it's much easier to run them back with just a 50% health deficit. Save your ultimate for the all-in turn this time around. Leona's ultimate's almost all the way back up with all these Cloud Dragons and Cloud Soul. They could just do it all over again.
All right, NXI, oh, actually, Someday's going to say no. Zones everybody out. Hui as well, also out of that's closer. Left alone in the Baron pit. As Someday a little bit low goes goes golden though as Abadaga got the Nara ulti stolen. Finds Tomo, but the cleanse is good. Tomo's gonna find one FlyQuest. They're actually gonna start to turn it around. That is 3 clean kills.
Closer's just soloing Baron.
Oh, he got one! That's good, he's gonna go godlike now, gonna Ragnarok for the second as Tomo is dead. Kumo trying to dive in, but who is already flashed past the takedown triple. It is the Olaf with the triple kill, now resurrecting in the Guardian Angel, who he's gonna die, but Closer now has to run, and as the dust settles, it is 2 for FlyQuest and just Closer left for 100 Thieves.
Is this not the most hilarious day of League of Legends pastry time? Closer sitting there soloing Baron at like 6k health while his team is fighting FlyQuest. He's like, hey, you guys got that over there, right? I'm objective focused. And then after everyone else dies, he goes in for the massive triple on Olaf. He really just wanted to be the only one with his name on the scoreboard there. You know, true Olaf style. He's looking to be the one going to Valhalla, doesn't even die. And now he's 9-1.
Yeah, looking for the real 1v9. As that's a lot of Olaf kills. Watch this one again, though. Like you said, Closer just left alone in the pit.
What's going on over there? Okay, well, rest of the teams take care of business. Abadaga, look at him. He's working his ass off over here. He's like, I got the Nora ultimate. I got Aphelios trapped in the Raptor pit. Guys, where's the damage? Closer's like, you know what?
You're right.
You lived a great life. It's my time to shine now, baby. Chases them into the pit. Baron even helps him out. Baron's like, I like your style, Closer. Yeah, flash out of that brush. He wanted a penta there, though. That's the reaction. I want the penta.
All right, Kumo gonna lose his tower here in top side. The tier 2 falls at 7-1 right now in structures for 100 Thieves. We've seen what the winning team fight can look like for FlyQuest as the next Baron attempt is coming through for 100 Thieves.
What a fun day today, pastry time.
And we're not even done.
I'm just smiling ear to ear here. 100 Thieves, all right, let's see it. Baron start number 69 here for them. Wards are right behind, and we won't get a contest.
All right, there we go. Baron picked up 400 Thieves after many different attempts. The first Baron will fall at 33 minutes. They'll get the Red Bull Baron buff for themselves and look to put the finishing touches on this game. Counterpunch here from FlyQuest in mid is going to take down that tower, but now you have to leave because there's nothing else for you to get. But 100 Thieves comes back to kill you unless...
We saw 34 pings there from 100 Thieves in mid lane. They're like, go get them! We see them! Engage!
All right, well, also Elder Dragon's up in a minute 30, so another consideration for FlyQuest. But Diamond looking for the cheeky hook through the enemy Raptor pit, does not find it. And FlyQuest are just like squaring up 5v5. Solo play hits Tomo, takes the Lantern out to Sunday diving in there though. I mean, Tomo needs to live his triples trying to zone him up, but Tomo gonna go golden, just left out to dry. He's got all the chakrams in the world, but Closer's gonna go legendary. It's not worth anything as Abadaga, Nara ulti's triple out of the game. NXI is gonna be almost sniped to death by FBI. But Kumo's left, Diamond's left, and NXI's left to watch everything fall apart as 100 Thieves are going to go straight down mid and try and finish off this Nexus.
Yes, sir. With the Baron buff, they're going to be able to get right inside of the base. Bottom is already open. That's an exposed inhibitor, and it's about to be an exposed Nexus, Pastry.
Yes, much like a cooking show, here's one I prepared earlier. 100 Thieves barreling down the bottom in here, man. Just going to slice and snip these Nexus turrets to bits as NXI is going to get Tovi. Goes golden as they're trying to fend them off here. Kumo gonna be back up and ready with the Nara ulti, but I don't think he's gonna live for too much longer. Doesn't even get to transform. It's gonna be an ace. Look there for 100 Thieves. They grab it there in favor of Bud Light. And 100 Thieves will finish their weekend with a win.
Well, well, well. What a game from 100 Thieves. We get the Olaf slam early on. Does the around the world full clear right back to start. Double scuttle crab. Very aggressive lanes from all sides there from 100 Thieves. They win the early skirmish in the river, getting Abadaga the 3 kills, stacking up his Darksteel as well. And he constantly looks for these roams. He's the type of mid laner, Pastry Time, that you like to gank for because he's going to pay you back. He's a pay it forward type of mentality. And they got the rest of the team involved. Well done there by the Thieves.
Yep, investing in Abadaga early almost always pays off. Paid off massively for Closer, especially towards the end of that game, ending with some absurd scoreline. A tough loss for FlyQuest, if in some ways an expected one, but I think they can still be proud of this game. It was rough out there. And this is like one of, if not the best team in the league. That is not a bad showing at all from FlyQuest.
Yeah, I mean, this was the FlyQuest Academy with probably the most scaling teamfight comp that we've seen them draft thus far. And so having to be on the back foot in some of these early skirmishes, not a position that we've seen thus far from them, but they've fought pretty valiantly in the early stages, falling quite quickly though.
All right, well, with all that, we are going to be stepping away, but right after the break, Closer is going to be joining the Tigress in our Verizon post-game interview. We'll see you there.
Remember, Chundo's bottom side, okay?
I can.
Yeah,
nice.
wow.
Yeah, bottom's over.
Oh, I'm gone.
That's ours, right?
Hey, charge really low.
Watch die, no push.
Okay, GG. Nice.
Team Liquid, start the season well.
Welcome back to the LCS. 100 Thieves pulling off a victory, coming 2-1 this week. I've got Closer here to speak about the game a bit. It was a scrappy one at the start. 3 kills on your mid laner at 7 minutes. A lot of fighting going on. What was this game from your perspective going against a highly aggressive FlyQuest?
Yeah, I mean, in my perspective, I was like pretty ahead from start to the finish. So it was good, but I think we still did like a couple mistakes, which is not good. It was like simple mistakes that we shouldn't have done. So overall, not bad though.
And not gonna lie, we saw your face in the cam after the Baron play, but it was when you went back in to get a couple kills for yourself. Can you tell me a bit about what was going through your head?
I think there was a discommunication in our team. Somehow, like, we died, and then they killed my teammates, and I had to show them what happens when you kill my teammates. I'll come for you.
Well, what happens when you go for them after they kill your teammates is you get player of the game. You actually had the most gold at 15 of any jungler for the entire split. I know that 100 Thieves has had a few losses lately, but you're still looking strong. So how are you currently evaluating your personal performance and the squad's?
Yeah, I mean, definitely these couple weeks we didn't play our best, and we are trying to get back to the track. I think we won against the top teams, so it's not a big problem for us. Just like testing out some picks and some other threats. So we are getting ready for playoffs.
And with playoffs on the way, it also means there's an MVP discussion that we have been starting here on the desk for 100 Thieves. There's a lot of questions of who would even be the forefront runner. So I want to ask you, and you can say yourself for this one, if you had to select someone from 100 Thieves for MVP, who do you think it would be?
I can say myself.
You can.
I mean, it's obviously me, but
All right.
I have 4 great teammates, honestly. Like playing jungle is not possible if you don't have teammates. So it's like they are the big part of the success.
Yeah, I love to hear that confidence from you, Closer, not just in yourself, but the entire team. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
We do have one more game to go. It is Golden Guardians taking on Cloud9 here today on the stage. We'll see you on the other side of the break, so get you ready for it.
They've got to get the Mountain Drake here if they want to have any chance of being able to salvage this game, but no! It's stolen away at the last moment with a beautiful smite to end this game. GG, well played!